Teams last night.
Wait a minute, before you start talking about that, you're recording on Teams now, right?
No, I'm using Skype still. Are you on Teams?
I am on Teams.
Okay. Well, I don't think it matters. I'm gonna
Yeah, I
eventually
don't
have to
think it does
switch.
either, but anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually have to switch, but I'm old school. I like the Skype. Um, um,
So you went
so
to New Orleans.
yeah, New Orleans, Con. Pretty cool show.
Ahoa, I think it's pronounced.
Aahoacon. I'm putting up the banner. So this is crazy. This is like the it's the Asian Hotel Owners Conference, right? But it's Indian Asians.
Owners Association, yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's like like every hotel owner pretty much is Indian in the U.S., right? Not even
Yeah,
the U.S. This was a worldwide show.
yeah.
They were coming from Canada, and it's like a family event because their families all own hotels, and I think they think about it, they get together once a year, and it's just like a big party. They bring their kids and everything.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, yeah, those kids.
Oh, that's cool.
And the Ingenious booth, we had the golfing
Yeah,
mat out there, and that was a hit. People were
yeah,
coming by,
that's
and,
good.
and the kids were hitting the balls in. It was a big hit. Everyone wanted to do that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
glad I sent it.
yeah. But no, it was a good show. New Orleans is a great city. Went to Cafe Du Mans for coffee.
Uh, I wanted to go to that so
Yeah,
bad.
it was a mile away from the hotel,
Oh, really?
yeah, and I just walked it in the morning. It was because it was great. It opens at 7, so it was nice and cool out there.
Yeah, that's good.
Uh,
Yeah, I missed that show, unfortunately.
yeah, yeah, too
I'll
bad.
go to the next one.
It was good though, and you get a good perspective on hotel Wi-Fi,
Yeah,
because most of these properties are they're restricted to using like certain provider, right?
right.
Like Meraki, or
With
whoever the property, the Marriott, or whoever says they have to use. They're
yeah,
they're kind of restricted, but what we find is they don't want to use it. They want to have choice, right?
yeah.
One, they don't like paying the license fees, and when we asked if they had good Wi-Fi, no one said yes. They said it's okay. So that's kind of how we got to talk to everybody, right?
Yep. Did
Um,
they say, now, do you know or do you recall like this was self-installed or was it working through like a managed service provider
it,
or
it was usually working through a managed service provider.
oh,
So
that's even worse,
it
right?
is. They'd
Like
have to pay a monthly fee, basically, that would encompass the cloud license and everything, like hardware cost.
yeah,
Um,
but there's managed service providers if they don't have good Wi-Fi, like that means they're not installing it properly or something. I don't know. That's
yeah,
kind of strange.
yeah. I mean, they're paying these fees. It's kind of like they're holding them hostage. But what we found is that these hotel owners are always opening new properties, and some of these are like independent properties.
Yeah,
And for those, they would love to use their own equipment, so the Ingenious Cloud really, makes sense for them.
makes sense for them.
Yeah. And they so yeah, it was interesting. And a lot of these hotel owners can set up their own. Like we can help them with the cloud.
Yeah.
Once they get going, it's not super technical. And then they don't have to pay any monthly fees, right, for these smaller
Right.
properties.
Yeah,
Um,
small properties, what they have maybe max 4 SSIDs, not like really doing anything crazy. They have a captive portal,
yes,
nothing
yes.
major.
But yeah, it's interesting. Like besides the Wi-Fi, there's a lot of vendors there, that encompass, hotel hospitality, what they need, from like the bedding to the door locks,
Yeah,
to they even had EV chargers there. They had DC fast chargers that they're gonna sell to hotels, um,
yeah,
and that's actually pretty cool idea because right now they have level 2 chargers at some hotels, and
yep,
you'll pull up either maybe somebody's using it already or it doesn't work or it's really slow.
yeah,
So this company's idea is to sell or lease out the DC fast chargers, to the hotels and do like a revenue share.
Oh, there you go.
And these chargers are expensive. They're like $100,000 for a charger, whereas a level two maybe like $500, right?
Yeah.
So they have to make sure that people don't just plug in and leave it there. There's idle fees if they can charge it in an hour fully, right? And then
Right.
they have to move and make room for somebody else, right? So they charge idle fees and make sure that doesn't happen. But yeah, I think DC fast chargers at hotels may be a way to go because you can charge multiple cars in one night, right? Like instead
Yeah.
of just
Yeah.
having
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
two or three level two chargers. So yeah, pretty interesting. They had a lot of stuff there, and I was using the SecuPoint VPN. I was like trying it out, and
Oh, you were?
yeah, it was
That's
working
good.
really well.
It works well.
Yeah, it does work well. I had it on my iPhone and on my laptop. Because there's like shady Wi-Fi in some places, and you get other benefits because like if you have one of the ingenious gateways on your network, you're gonna VPN back into your home network.
Right.
So like basically your IPs are gonna stay the same, right, from all your
Yeah.
devices. So
How much are you paying per month for that?
nothing for one VPN license. No, it's no cost. Do you
Yeah, you
get
can
two or
have
one?
two users
Oh,
or
you
three
get two.
users. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think you get two client VPN
Yeah.
users with any of the gateways, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, there's other than the security, there's other benefits because like you don't have to re-authenticate on all your app. It's not finding you on a new IP address all the time, right? So you don't have to. You can basically log into all your websites once you're on the VPN.
Right. Right.
So that made that easy too.
It
But
was fast enough.
yeah, I didn't notice any. I wasn't doing any speed tests. I'm sure it wasn't super fast, but
Yeah.
I didn't have any.
Well, you're secure.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems. But the only thing I'd like it to do is one change to the client is to make it so when you're on your home Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
specify that if you're on these Wi-Fi networks, don't launch the client because if you're on your business or home Wi-Fi, you don't need to launch the VPN client.
Oh, I see. So when you're home,
When you're
is
home,
that
so
what you mean?
you should have a white list of networks that you don't want to automatically start the VPN, and then you can leave the client running all the time. When you do go out in public, it should fire up the VPN connection automatically, right?
Yeah.
That's key. Because I've seen that on some other softwares too. That like you give it your home network, and it won't activate on that, right?
Mm.
So, other than that, works pretty good. But it was a good show. Anything else going on in Genius this week?
No, I just got back from vacation,
Yeah.
and speaking of hotels, the hotel I stayed at was running Ubiquity,
Oh. Oh.
and which is fine. I
Yeah.
mean, that's totally fine, but whoever installed it did not know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It was just like APs, like I want to say there's 20 rooms per floor, six APs in the hotel
Yeah.
hallway.
Oh, okay. And they weren't in the room.
They were not in a room, and
Oh.
they were all stacked. Like if you went to the next floor,
On top of each
they were
other.
direct. Yeah, they're stacked on top
Yeah.
of one another. So I had three different. I told you I had three different rooms for different reasons, but every room the Wi-Fi sucked
Terrible,
bad.
terrible.
It
Not
was
good.
terrible. Yeah, not good. So like, which is what when you're in that situation, like we talk about it all the time, but when you're in that situation and you're trying to do like, you're on vacation and you're trying to search things to do and you
Yeah.
don't have access to Wi-Fi, it is a pain in the butt, man.
Yeah.
And so it's worth it for a hotel to make sure the Wi-Fi is good.
Oh yeah. It's
Like even like to reserve like the restaurants and stuff like that, you needed some sort of connectivity.
Yeah.
Unless otherwise you're walking down to the lobby. Man, it was terrible. So yeah, that was definitely part of the experience. Hotels nowadays should know better to like
Yeah.
they have to have a good Wi-Fi solution,
Yeah. For
and
sure.
they need to hire the right people.
Yeah.
Like even stuff on budget, like they need to hire the right people. You don't want to have those APs in the hallways. And our room, like the second room we stayed in, was big enough where definitely should have had its own AP.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
if not all the rooms have APs, the room that we were in should have had its own AP. And then we stayed in two smaller ones, which you and I, like, we've done this a million times. Like, you can put an outdoor AP and it would cover it so
Yeah.
easily. The one section I'm thinking of, you could have had like easily three, four AP outdoor APs that would handle top and bottom.
Mm.
We typically split it with the 260. Have two antennas up
Yeah.
top, two antennas down below.
Mm-hmm.
It would have easily taken care of it, but it was bad. It was really bad. So something around hotel Wi-Fi. So I don't think it had anything to do with Ubiquity. I think it was more or less the design aspect of it. So
well, yeah, I mean, for any of these hotel owners, they can contact us and give us the floor plans, and we can come up with like a plan, where they should be placed, right, with all the softwares that we have available to us. So people were asking about that too. It's interesting. A lot of the hotel owners were asking about putting the access points outside in like the motel style hotels, and it just a lot of times it's okay for to supplement the indoor APs maybe, right, in some areas, but it's not good as a solution because now that we're streaming in 4K and it requires good quality Wi-Fi all the time, right? Having the access point outside and going outside to inside, you just don't know how much is getting blocked.
Doesn't
how
work
much every
really
room,
well.
you can't have the same amount of signal in every room. So I mean, it's not a good experience. At one point, you could get away with it, I would say, like when you're just like doing web browsing and stuff and checking emails, but
dude, 15 years ago it was okay.
Yeah,
not now,
exactly,
not today.
exactly. They're still asking though, because we don't want to run cable inside, and I'm like, I definitely wouldn't recommend it not to do it now, but maybe as an extra to supplement it.
I think it's a hard pill to swallow when you have to run cable to each of the rooms, right?
Yeah.
That's the cost.
Oh yeah, they definitely didn't want to do that. Like many, we have the ECW 215 wall plate access point, and we would show that, but not a lot of these hotels are new construction. They've been around for a while and they don't have Ethernet in the walls.
Right. So it's rerunning.
Yeah. So for them, even putting the access point in the room is difficult. But if you do put it in the hallway, like you said, don't stack them on top of each other. You want to stagger them for sure.
Yeah, I was curious of like what the channel selections were. Were they an auto channel?
Yeah.
What they were kind of doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just really bad. It was really bad
for sure. We see that a lot. Again, like they have Wi-Fi. Is it good Wi-Fi? Like it should be an amenity that's actually good. Someone should go out and test the hotels and have a score like they do for the EV chargers.
Ooh, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, that'd be good. We visit the hotels, we give them a score like A to F, on how well the Wi-Fi works. I'll have to think about that.
Ooh, let's start that. Let's start that up right now.
All right, man. All right, so remember, subscribe. We'll be back next week. Talk about some more Wi-Fi.